Yo, what up, y'all? It's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another live stream. So before we get started, you already know what to do. If you're not subscribed to the channel, make sure you hit the bell icon twice. Smash the like button, share this video out to all of your followers, and let's get it cracking. All right. So shout out to everybody who is in the room, and shout out to everybody who watched all three streams, man. Y'all some soldiers, man. Y'all like listening to me talk that damn much. I don't know how y'all do it, man, but shout out to y'all, man. I appreciate it. If you guys can hear me okay, please give me a thumbs up or a radiation emoji in the chat. If you guys cannot hear me, then give me a thumbs down or an angry face. I want to shout out everybody who was in the room early. Shout out to Lloyd Sky 9. Shout out to OGU Law. I knew the C19 channel would bring you out of hiding, bro. What's good with it? Good to see you as always. Shout out to Brooklyn Queen 125. And shout out to DeAndre. What's good with it? All right. So shout out to Yoshimori. What's good with you, bro? Shout out to Win Loser Rug. What's good with you, bro? What's good? Good to see everybody. Lloyd Scott 9 in the house. Shout out to y'all. So we're going to do this stream real quick. All right. We're going to talk about this Mycoplasma pneumonia situation that they first detected in China, right? What's going on in China is that it's causing the situation called walking pneumonia pediatrically in children. All right. And it's spread to, well, it hasn't spread, but other outbreaks of this particular bacteria and these pneumonia symptoms have been detected in other places in the world. One place here in the United States is right here in Ohio. You know what I'm saying? But it's also been detected in places in Europe. One of the places in Europe that has been detected in is Denmark and other places. We're going to take a look at it and we're going to see exactly what is going on. All right. And see if these cases are related. Now, in most of the news that I've read about each of these individual cases, it's trying to give us the impression that these things are not related. I don't have evidence to say whether it is or whether it is not. However, the health organizations, the quote unquote governing bodies, you know what I'm saying, are saying that it's not linked. Again, to me, not enough information yet, but this is what they're saying, which is one of the reasons why it's important to make sure that you monitor these things on your own. You know what I'm saying? So this is an article that was published on December 5th. Okay. And it's from Euronews. All right. See, Euronews.next. Okay. Walking pneumonia epidemics have been reported in parts of Europe. Here's what you need to know. Okay. Much like China, several European countries are seeing rising cases of Mycoplasma pneumoniae, a bacteria that causes walking pneumonia. How serious is it? Okay. Several European countries have reported a rise in cases of pneumonia in children this year, similar to a rise in infections in China. The infections are caused by Mycoplasma pneumonia, a bacteria that can cause mild respiratory infections to severe pneumonia. It is a common cause of pneumonia in school-age children, and according to Public Health France, can represent 30 to 50% of community-acquired pneumonia infections in kids. Pneumonia causes the lungs air sacs to become inflamed. Now, let me ask you guys this question. How many people knows the scientific name of the air sacs in the lungs? If you guys know the scientific name, I bet you Law is going to come with the answer. But how many people know the scientific name of the air sacs in the lungs? If you guys know what that name is, then give me the name in the comment section. If you guys do not know what the name is, then go ahead and give it up. Just give it on up. Give me a thumbs down and we'll figure it out. What's the name of those air sacs in your lungs? Anybody know the name of them? Man, look at Carl. Man, yo, shout out to Carla Lockard with the answer. Alveoli. Facts. That's it. Throw some radiation emoji in the chat for Carla. Alveoli. Yeah. They can fill with fluid or pus, causing symptoms such as a cough or trouble breathing. 6 countries in the European Union or European Economic Area so far have reported increases in Mycoplasma pneumoniae infections, which may reflect the normal recurrence of the bacteria. So in all of these cases, everywhere where they've been talking about this, shout out to Val. What's good with it, Val? All of these places where they've talked about this, they've attributed these infections to quote unquote normal infections, which I don't know what a normal infection is. I didn't know that any infection was normal, but okay. It could also have been exacerbated by limited transmission during the C-19 pandemic, EU health officials said. What are the symptoms? So we already know what the symptoms are because we've already talked about this. This is the 3rd video that we've done about this. So we should know what the symptoms are. Some countries, including Denmark and France, have classified the rise in cases as an epidemic. How many people knew about that? That in some European countries, the amount of occurrences of this have created a epidemic. Shout out to Alonzo. What's good with it, bro? Welcome, John. How many people knew about that? Han-Dorth Imberg, a senior researcher at Denmark's Statens Serum Institute, told Euronews Next, when more than 10% of tests carried out by doctors are positive for Mycoplasma pneumonia, for Mycoplasma, it's an epidemic. It will be like influenza-like symptoms, but you're usually going to have a lot of coughing, said Imberg. It is not a very quickly developing disease. It's usually slower, and you can have a cough, and you can be tired and have a headache. And if that lasts for quite a long time, then it can be Mycoplasma pneumonia, she added. It's one of the main causes of walking pneumonia, which is a mild form of infection where a person may be able to continue normal activities. That's why they call it walking pneumonia. Okay. Researchers Mike Beaton and Patrick Mayer-Setour began looking into surveillance of the bacterium Mycoplasma pneumoniae back in 2020, finding that, like other respiratory tract infections, cases started to disappear due to C-19 restrictions. So now, do you guys remember when people were asking during C-19, what happened to the flu? What happened to the cold? You guys remember that? If you guys remember that, give me a thumbs up. If y'all don't remember that, give me a thumbs down. I remember people asking, it was mad people like, well, what happened to the cold? What happened to the flu? And here on this channel, we said, well, what probably happened is that all of the overcompensation that people were doing as far as, trying to maintain cleanliness and sterile barriers and all of that stuff, masks and all of that during C-19, that probably carried over, right? That probably carried over and created a barrier for the cold and the flu to be able to be transmitted through droplets or through the air as well. So there was kind of a trickle-down benefit in flu and cold prevention with C-19 guidelines. Everything that was recommended during C-19 is something that would ultimately, be favorable for stopping spread of transmission of many different kind of illnesses. Okay. Unsurprisingly, we saw that Mycoplasma pneumonia detections across loads of different countries across the globe had very sharply dropped off. Beaton, a reader in medical microbiology at Cardiff Metropolitan University in the UK, told Euronews Next. But as other common infections, such as flu and respiratory syncytial virus, re-emerged, Mycoplasma remained absent. Now, here's my question. Why do y'all think that it remained absent? Shout out to Maggie. What's good with it, Maggie? Why do y'all think that it remained absent? We knew that at some point it was going to come back because there was still these occasional detections here and there across various different countries, he said. Where is it spreading? Co-coordinating international surveillance of the infection, they have found that in the last 6 months, they started to see the number of Mycoplasma pneumonia infections creep up. Analyzing surveillance data from 24 countries between April and September of 2023, they found the incidences were higher in Europe and Asia. The most frequent detections in Europe were in Denmark, Sweden, Switzerland, and Wales. They all added in an article published in the Lancet since last month. So that's interesting. So what it seems like is not only is it in Europe, but it's specific to northwestern European countries. You guys notice that? And real quick, shout out to everybody that's watching. We got 23 people watching. And if everybody could take a moment, smash that like button. Also, if you guys have not hit the bell, please take a moment. Make sure you guys hit the bell, subscribe to the channel, and also please share the stream to your social media. We got 23 people watching, and we got 15 likes. If we can get the likes to 30, that would be great. Several European countries have recently reported a rise in cases. Denmark's health officials said there was an increase in Mycoplasma pneumonia infections since the summer, with significantly more cases than usual. In France, usual increases in Mycoplasma pneumonia respiratory infections were reported with increased circulation from the beginning of autumn and a higher number of cases compared to 2019 and 2022, reflecting an epidemic situation. All right, so when it comes to this particular situation here, it's going down overseas. Okay. When it comes to this particular situation, it's going down overseas. Okay. So now here it says the Netherlands also reported an increase in cases of pneumonia, with Public Health Institute RIVM telling Euronews that there has been, in particular, a rise in pneumonia infections among kids aged 5 through 14. Okay. So now here's my question for you guys. What do you all think about all of this so far? What do you guys think about all of this so far? Pretty interesting, huh? The Institute has asked general practitioners to take extra throat and nose samples for testing. Why are walking pneumonia cases rising right now? We've talked about this for the most part. This right here, this very idea, we've discussed in every single article that we've talked about. Now we've discussed 3 articles based on this, if I'm not mistaken. So my question for you guys is, what is your rationale to why these cases are spreading? Let me know what you think. It is unknown why these cases are rising right now, but some health officials say it could be attributed to a delay after the lifting of C19 restrictions. Beaton says that there are few theories as to why it took so long for this bacterium to reappear post-pandemic, including that it has a longer incubation period and that it's slow growing. While the magnitude of cases countries are seeing is concerning, he added, it is not surprising. Danish health officials say epidemics of Mycoplasma pneumonia have historically occurred roughly every 4 years, with the most recent epidemic from 2015 through 2018. There was a high number of cases immediately before C19 pandemic, but they fell to an unusually low level amid restrictions. There was almost nothing circulating during the pandemic, and then when we started to reopen at different levels, different viruses started to circulate again, said Imborg. But Mycoplasma did not show up until now. So it's 3.5 years since we've had a real circulation of bacteria. Imborg added, there's a little bit more than we're used to, but we don't see it as a concern right now because Mycoplasma is usually a disease that impacts children or school children, but they are not usually admitted to the hospital. Okay, so still in the early stages of this, still kind of trying to figure things out, and it doesn't seem like anybody really knows what the hell is going on. Me personally, I'm gonna keep it a buck. I don't think that this is anything major. People are asking these questions. Oh my goodness, is this the next C19? Is this the next C19? Are we about to go back into lockdown? I highly doubt it. Now, just because I highly doubt it doesn't mean that, that is going to be what ultimately will happen, because I don't know what ultimately will happen. I'm just guessing. But I don't see a situation like that happening. With the information that we have available as of right now, to me, it doesn't seem like it's going down like that. Child pneumonia cases emerge in Europe as China battles a wave of respiratory illnesses. Now, I'll tell you one thing that does make me kind of worry, or, one thing that does make me kind of suspicious. Shout out to Kai. What's good with it, Kai? What makes me kind of suspicious is the fact, like what Kai is saying here, that China is involved. Anytime China is involved in something, it's just, what I'm saying, like, it's just kind of shady. You know what I'm saying? They have a lot of practices that are not favorable to transparency. And the problem is that when you have something like this going on, you really need transparency. You really need cooperation. You know what I'm saying? You really need to be on the same page with the other countries and the other governments. And that just might not be the case if China's involved, unfortunately. They have a really bad track record of transparency. Would you guys agree? If you guys agree with that, give me a thumbs up. If you guys disagree with that, then give me a thumbs down. Ireland and France are among several countries to record sharp rises in Mycoplasma pneumonia. So I didn't know Ireland and France had any issues with this, but apparently they do. Apparently they do. Okay. Ireland and France are among several European countries to have recorded a sharp rise in child pneumonia cases as China battles an unprecedented surge in the respiratory illness. Now, I also want to ask you guys this question, and until we get a confirmation of yes or no, we're going to keep asking this question because, as we read these articles, new information comes out and your opinion may or may not change based on what's presented in the article. But my question for you all is, do you all feel that these cases in Europe are related to the outbreaks in China? If you feel that they are, then give me a thumbs up in the comment section. If you don't feel that they are, then give me a thumbs down, okay? A rise in Mycoplasma pneumoniae, the bacteria that causes the infection, has been reported in Ireland, France, the Netherlands, and Denmark. So we got 4 places as of right now to keep on our radar. 4 places, okay? We got Ireland, we got France, we got the Netherlands, we got Denmark. In Denmark and France, infections have surged to epidemic levels. How many people knew that? So in Denmark and France, we're dealing with a Mycoplasma pneumoniae epidemic. That's pretty serious. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty serious. With Denmark witnessing a 3-fold increase in cases since October, totaling 541 cases as of last week. Okay. Affinity, a data analyst company, indicates that France is also grappling with epidemic level infections. So France and Denmark are dealing right now, currently, with epidemics. Epidemic levels of cases. Okay. Meanwhile, the Netherlands has seen a 124% increase compared to last year's peak. In Ireland, the jump is less dramatic, with 15 Mycoplasma pneumoniae cases reported in children and teenagers, up by 14 from the previous year. In China, the cluster of infections, commonly known as walking pneumonia, has filled many hospitals and has been attributed to the lifting of the C-19 restrictions, magnifying the surge in illness that normally accompanies the winter season. The illness came into the spotlight last week when the WHO made an official request to China for more information about reports of undiagnosed pneumonia in children's hospitals in Beijing, Liaoning, and other locations. Chinese authorities have said they have no evidence of any new or novel pathogens causing the pneumonia wave, although internationally, some have expressed doubts over the country's transparency. And we said that here. China doesn't have a real good track record as far as that stuff goes. You know what I'm saying? China is kind of shady. China is not known for being open and forthright. China is known for, you know what I'm saying, like not really saying something and then boom, the entire world is in a lockdown situation. That's what China is known for. You know what I'm saying? Nations across Asia, including India, Nepal, Taiwan, and Thailand, increased surveillance and told healthcare workers to be vigilant for pneumonia cases. Okay. The infection is spread through contact with droplets. So this, anybody that's ever taken an OSHA class, in order to try to avoid getting sick with this, you would use droplet precautions. Okay. How many people know what a droplet precaution protocol is? That's what you want to use to try to reduce your chances of getting this. You want to use droplet precautions. You have to take this back to your OSHA orientation at your job. You got airborne pathogens, you got vector-borne pathogens, and you got droplet-borne pathogens. This is the droplet kind. You want to use droplet precautions to not get this. Shout out to TD Hip Hop Media. What's good with it, bro? The infection is spread through contact with droplets from the nose and the throat of infected people and is more common among children than adults. Okay. Most cases resolve without complications, though through a course of antibiotics. However, antibiotic resistance is a concern. This is particularly troubling in Asia, where resistance rates to macrolide, a type of antibiotic used to treat pneumonia, have been as high as 90%. Okay? So that's it. That's all we got. More countries, more cases, still saying that this don't have anything to do with what's going on in China. That's the situation. That's where we are right now. So we'll keep monitoring this, and we'll be talking about some other stuff. So we shall see how this turns out. Hopefully it turns out as a big nothing burger, a big juicy nothing burger, you know what I'm saying, with bacon, cheese, you know what I'm saying, pickles, salt, pepper, ketchup, you know what I'm saying? That'd be nice. and Jenny. And Jenny. I dream of Jenny. You know what I'm saying? That's terrible. That's a terrible dream. That's 2 on the Face podcast. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my man TD Hip Hop Media. 2 on your Face podcast. Man, damn. Plop, plop. You know what I'm saying? So, ladies and gentlemen, I can't say it enough. I appreciate each and every one of you. And as always,
walk up in life. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up. Look, walking this bitch like, hey. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey. I'm really him. Don't believe me? Come and see me. Got 3 wishes from my genie. Now I'm on your local TV. Y'all on tour. Got demons. Say she wanna come and see me when I'm in a local city. I'm like, pause though. Please step aside so they can see me. And I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. I'm the realest from my city. That's on my knee, that's on Kiwi, that's on mamas. Niggas don't believe me, come and see me. I been dodging all that face. All these niggas working broke, but I been getting paid. All that know me from the street. Flexing for what feature, that's like every other week. Talk behind my back, I kick my feet up, have a seat. Cause at the end of the day, all these watching me as I walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. On God. Walk up in this light. Yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him on God. Walk up in this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like I'm really him. Hold up, look, walking this like, yeah, I'm really him. Talking my shit like, hey, I'm really him. Hold up.